Hey YouTube, this is Wheelchair 21 and this is another DVD spotlight. Today's DVD is the Tristar double feature release of Godzilla. I can't, there's a glare, damn. Glare. Okay, we're good. Release of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mothra Battle for the Earth. Both were released in the 90s. Ghidorah was released in 92 and Mothra was released in 93. Godzilla vs. Ghidorah and Mothra were the following installments to Godzilla vs. Biollante, each being direct sequels off of one another and to the Biollante movie. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is that people from the future come back in time trying to change the future from Godzilla being this super beast and take it over, because also Japan becomes the power nation of the world, which is most likely a possible future if they join with China, which will not happen, but it most likely will be a possible future. So they come back, try to change the future by taking the Godzillasaurus that was on the islands that they tested the H-bomb on, and put it in that place and destroy the regular Godzilla and just make it a dinosaur living under the sea. But in doing so, by teleporting the one from back in time into the present day, they leave these weird creatures called Dorettes back in time, which become the new King Ghidorah. Godzilla destroys the King Ghidorah. The people from the future go back to the future that are the good guys that want to help the present day stay the way it is. They go back to the future, get King Ghidorah, resurrect him as Mecha-Ghidorah, and then come back and fight Godzilla, and Godzilla kills Ghidorah again. But it ends off kind of in a draw stage. The next one is that Godzilla's been in hibernation since the last movie, and at the same time a meteor's crashing towards Earth. It awakens Mothra and the Mothra's fairies, and also its evil entity called Batra, which was based off of the Earth. This, I think, is at the time to go with the Ultraman Gaia's complex, where Gaia and Agul were fighting each other, because Agul was made for the Earth and not defending the Earth. Just the Earth in general, kind of like Gosei Knight is now in Goseiger. I wish I didn't have to do that analogy. Just easier to make it. So at the same time, people, I don't know how to say it, but it's like supposed to be like a remake of Godzilla vs. Mothra. I don't really see it, but Godzilla fights Batra. They get sucked down into a volcano, and Mothra goes back to its island. The fairies are kidnapped and then taken back by the good guys. Mothra comes to get the fairies, and it then recrystallizes, become Mothra. Batra turns into Batra's moth stage, and they both start fighting each other while Godzilla breaks out. The two join forces. They fight Godzilla and stop him from fighting, but Batra dies while helping Mothra defeat Godzilla, and then Mothra flies off into space to stop the meteor that's supposed to come and hit Earth in the near 94 or something. I forget exactly which year it was supposed to be, but or 99, I think they said at the start of the millennium. It was prophesized. Godzilla vs. Mothra, or Battle for the Earth, as we see it here, was one of the restarts for Mothra's legacy. As later in the following year, Rebirth of Mothra was made, and then the two sequels, Rebirth of Mothra 2 and Rebirth of Mothra 3, which took place after this Mothra fought Godzilla, was that this one was old and dying already, and that its new larva came and started defending the Earth, which then takes out the normal timeline of Godzilla's other movies that coexisted with the Rebirth of Mothra. With the Rebirth of Mothra, the Godzilla movies don't go in time. We're supposed to be after Godzilla vs. Destroyer. That Rebirth of Mothra takes place, and that the Rebirth of Mothra series is just right after Godzilla vs. Destroyer. The movies themselves only come with the English dubbed and French and Spanish subtitles. It's released through Tristar. This is before they started making the actual Japanese audio release to the US. But they allowed the Japanese theatrical trailers to be seen in this plus scene selection. There wasn't much other than that, because I'm looking at the back here, and they don't even include special features like extra trailers to other Tristar release movies, which they do in most of their releases. The movies, I don't know. For a while, I really wasn't into most of the Heisei Era movies, but if any, I prefer King Ghidorah over the Mothra one. Just because the Mothra one is kind of doesn't really have a story to it, or at least the plot that it has just doesn't entertain well enough. Just even though like I don't know, they have a lot of like cameos of other Tokusatsu actors, like those from Ultraman series. So that was a cool thing seeing that in like the Kamen Rider series in Godzilla vs. Mothra Battle for the Earth, I believe. I'm not sure. I can't really remember. They've done it in Battle for the Earth and in 85, I believe, because I know Ultraman, which was Ultraman, the original Ultraman Hayata, was in one of the movies doing a small role, and so was like the mentor guy. Oh wait, and then the old man from Kamen Rider and Ultraman was in one, I believe. I can't really remember if he was, or if he even made it into one of the Heisei movies, because I think he died somewhere during the Showa era, so he might have been in a Showa movie. I don't really recall. One thing is the suits drastically began to start changing at this time because Godzilla also gets bigger due to the Ghidorah complex where it gets sent back in time, and it's just the dinosaur and they have to re-infuse it with nuclear energy. So, in the next few movies, he gets a few different new attributes, new powers. He gets much stronger. It's probably one of the biggest and bulkiest suits. Yeah, it really was comfortable for the suit actor. That's about all I can think of. I mean, just that. This one I like more than this one. But growing up, I watched this one more often because I had that one on VHS before I ever got this one on VHS. I got it on DVD because one of the VHSs broke. I'm not telling which one of the movies it was, but technically both of them were on the same VHS. That's the ironic thing, because I wasn't going to tell you, because technically they were both bootlegged. But I also had this already on VHS earlier on, before I ever taped it all in marathon mode. That's all I can say. The next DVD spotlight for Godzilla will be Space Godzilla and Destroyer. There's probably going to be a Dragon Ball Z movie in between one of these reviews, so I don't know yet. It just depends on how it all pans out. So, see you later, YouTube.